coming from quite a few horror movies, something that's great about horror movies is the fact that you can probably the best writer after the film are actually the audience, because they create things that we can't see on the screen that you've kind of hidden purposefully. No, is that something that you played with a lot when you were coming up with this series, with these episodes?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole deal. That's the whole deal. It's like I want you to create the images in your head. I think when you actually making the films, and I'm trying to create a scary house. I'm hoping that what I'll create will be scary for you. But here, I know for a fact it will be. It's just if I tell you about a scary corridor, but not even scary. Even if I tell you about, I don't know, there's this moment where Mark Duplass enters Pedro Pascal house, and he goes like, "Wow, nice place, Pedro." Whatever that place looks like will be like your dream house. You'll be like, wow, probably Pedro Pascal lives in this amazing house. And everybody imagines something different. So, I mean, it was actually the motivation of why I never wanted to show you a literal image. And all the images we created for you on the show, it's an abstract shape. Like we really wanted to go to a place where I will never step in your ideal image. So you will be doing the work of creating all these images in your head, assisted by the graphics that will keep your attention. But not more than that. That's really what I wanted, to allow you to go to your favorite story and create it in your mind in the way same way that you would do in a book. But even a book sometimes will have more descriptions about the place. There's a lot of descriptive narrative usually in a book. Here, there wouldn't. There's just the colors and the mood will help you to create the right place. So that was a whole deal. That's why there's one episode that is called "It's All in Your Head." I wanted to be all in your head.
Daddy!
How's my little girl?
Mommy's crying in her room. She said you were on a trip and that we might not see you for a long time.
What?
Obviously, you previously worked on Don't Breathe, which was all about kind of a blind person and the things that he can't see and he kind of imagines. So I imagine having worked on that really helped you to, especially when it came to sound, working on the sound in this series, no?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a very sensorial thing. I mean, that I always try to do that in the movies to engage all your senses if I can. And the same here, like to just put you in the place of these characters through their voices and the colors and the music. But even the music was very minimalistic. Hexam Cloak, which, he's a great composer. He did Midsummer recently movies. Like he does very abstract music. It's almost like the images. It never pushed you to feel too sad or too excited or too scared. Like we didn't do a bombastic score. We just keep it at the level where I would have always allowed you to choose how excited or scared you want to feel without forcing something on you. I think that's always the best experience, not to push any emotion, not spoon feed you something, but just allow you to participate, which is very rare. Obviously, these days, I think cinema has evolved to a place, and television as well, where everything feels a bit over-explained. There's no open endings anymore in movies like it used to be. Like everything is kind of, everything is there for you, so you don't have to do nothing. Just sit down there and experience it. I think this show is all about the contrary. It just wants you to be involved and participate and create your own images, and also figure out what the mysteries are without giving you all the answers to it. Like I think we'll give you enough for you to participate. That's the whole thing for me.
And then talking about the sound and the music, when I was watching this, because it's not an actual story arc like a typical series, it's kind of these separate episodes. I couldn't imagine. I mean, when a band releases a new album, for example, it must be really kind of brain racking for them to decide the order. Was it difficult for you to decide which order to do these in, to kind of build a kind of the crescendo that you wanted to create?
It was, but at the same time, there is definitely a logic to it. It's one of those shows that hopefully when you watch it and you watch it again and you go, oh, now I get this connection, and that they're all connected in their own ways, and there's just one order to it, which is the order you've seen it. If you jump around, it will break up the story a little bit. Once you really figure out the timeline of the event, of the big event that affects all the characters, there's just one possible story. It starts with the ending. Episode 2 goes back to the beginning. That's why there's dates at the beginning of each one of the episodes. So there's just one possible order to them. There is, but it is kind of a, funny what you say about the band, and because we were trying to, every graphic was kind of based on this idea of like having like a rock album, like a series, like you would say, like each episode could be the cover of an album. And we're trying, I think probably because that Joy Division album was one of the inspirations, probably in some level, I guess, subconsciously. So there's a lot of this abstract images that could be a series, right? But when it comes to the order of the episodes, it's just one order. It's the one that, and I really encourage the audience to watch them in order. This is not Black Mirror where you jump back and, you can jump back and forth. You'll have the best experience if you watch them in order.
That's brilliant. Well, thanks so much for your time, Fede. I wish you the best luck with the series. It'll go down. I'm sure it's going to go down really, really well. Hope to speak to you again. All the best.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Listen to me. We've had a lot of strange calls.
Something's happening out there, and not just to me.